Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about supply chain and what that is. A supply chain is a network of organizations, people, activities, information, and resources involved in production, distribution, and delivery of goods or services from supplier to the customer. It encompasses all the steps and processes required to bring products or services from its initial creation or procurement to its final consumption by the end user. Supply chains are critical components of modern business and play a vital role in ensuring that products and services are available to customers in a timely and efficient manner. Key components of supply chain typically include suppliers. These are the companies or individuals that provide the raw materials, components, or services needed to create products. Suppliers can be local or global, and they may supply various parts of the production processes. Manufacturers or producers. These entities are responsible for converting raw materials or components into finished products. This stage often involves manufacturing, assembly, and quality control. Distributors. Distributors are intermediaries that help move products from manufacturers to retailers or other intermediaries. They often manage warehouses, transportation, and overall would be taking care of inventory management. Retailers. Retailers are the business that sell products directly to consumers. They can be physical stores or e-commerce platforms or combination of both. Well, you might be able to make some orders in either in a shop on a website, and if shop perhaps won't have it, it might be shipped to you directly from a warehouse. So far, we cover supply chain, raw materials, manufacturing, use of those raw materials, and once we have those materials being put into use, you might consider storing those materials. Once you have those materials in storage, you might consider distribution. Distribution can be retailers or directly to consumers. From there, that overall would cover back integration for your supply chain overall, and you have forward integration, so how you would like to introduce these products or services to potentially your customers. So back end and front end overall. Customers are the end users who purchase and consume products or services. They can be individuals, businesses, government organizations, many forms, but most of the time they stakeholders within the organization. It can be investors, anything that potentially gonna be using your product down the line. Once your customers, stakeholders would make a purchase decision, how you process this process on your system. Would that be a software? Or how you would collect those orders and how you're going to be processing those orders. And from there, you would go into transportation and logistics. This component involves movement of goods between various stages of supply chain. It includes the selection of transportation modes, routing, tracking, or managing inventory in transit, and how you're gonna fulfill those orders. Inventory management, effectively managing inventory levels is crucial to ensure products are available when needed without excess stockpiling or shortages. You ideally, who most likely you would like to look at solve this kind of problems, you it's one of the hardest problems, and a lot of logistics companies becoming more and more technology companies, and how we're processing this part of the overall data, and how we're using that data to perhaps managing overall stock levels, and how much this problem might be worth for some of those companies. Information systems. Modern supply chain heavily rely on technology and information systems to track inventory, monitor demand, optimize routes, and make data-driven decisions. I need to do a little bit more research on particular this area, especially this week. I would like to cover this. I had a number of meetings already, but the people who I was meeting to not necessarily were able to answer some of the questions that I was asking. But I need to do a little bit more research on this particular area. Supply chain planning. This involves forecasting demand, coordinating production schedules, and aligning all elements of supply chain to ensure products are available when and where they are needed. Especially if we're talking not necessarily about the digital products but physical products, and how the supply chain is actually moving those goods throughout its supply chain, and how costly the process, and how you can do that, perhaps optimize the process, and how to do that in the best way possible, cheapest way possible, and what areas might cost more than others, like last mile delivery services might cost a lot more comparing to something by shipping by ships, where the weight of the goods not necessarily that important, but it takes longer. So it's overall, this subject is very complicated. In today's world, we also need to take into account supply chain sustainability. So sustainability considerations have became increasingly important in supply chain management. Companies are focusing on reducing their environmental impact, optimizing resources use, and ensuring ethical sourcing of materials. For those of you who would like to optimize your day to begin with, when we talk about supply chain and managing perhaps overall very complex systems, perhaps a good place would be to begin for everyone in your own area, perhaps, so even your 24 hours, and making most of those 24 hours in the beginning, managing those 24 hours. From there, perhaps managing your own budget. If you would begin with your inner circle, and from there you can progress in perhaps managing different projects outside your comfort zone, and perhaps trying to optimize some of the systems that you could get involved in, even if that be perhaps if you're running a business, would that be perhaps offering products and services, perhaps beginning with digital products, from there progressing into perhaps physical products. For those of you who would like to have this tool in your toolkit, feel free to reach out to me, or you can go into link under this video and purchase this on our company's website, as well as top retailers. Effective supply chain management aims to minimize costs, reduce lead times, improve product quality, enhance customer satisfaction, and adapt to changing market conditions. It requires careful coordination and collaboration among all parties involved in supply chain, and often involves the use of various tools and technologies to optimize processes and make data-driven decisions. This week we are focusing a lot on data, and it's just one of those areas. How important is data, and perhaps making best use of data, how to collect data, store it, keep it safely, and use it perhaps. Additionally, disruptions such as natural disasters, political events, and economic fluctuations can impact supply chains, making resilience and risk management essential aspect of your supply chain strategy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.